8:44 tempo. Well, there is Coburn. She said to me yesterday she's very, very keen to get under 9 minutes. She never has done yet. Indeed, only one non-African-born athlete has ever gone under 9 minutes, and that's the Russian who won the Beijing Olympics, Gulnara Sametova-Galkina. There is Chespol, Celofine Cheptik-Chespol, just 20 years old, twice a world junior champion, including a second title last year. She's the third quickest in history with 8 minutes 58 seconds, although she was only 6th at the World Championships 2 years back. Courtney Frerichs, we whizzed past there. She's the silver medalist from the World Championships 2 years back, and indeed the US record holder after a fabulous run in Monaco last year. And Allie Ostrander, the NCAA champion in 2017, 18 and 19. Fabulous hat-trick of NCAA titles, that is, for the young American. Good strength. She's run a 32-minute 10K. Although strangely, like so many of these steeplechasers, relatively poor on the flat. So will they hit these splits that we've been told, I think, are a little bit ambitious for this early in the season? 400 meters due to get that in 70 seconds, 2:20 for 800, and obviously 3:30 for 1200 to stick to that schedule which will threaten the world record. Still only 5 women ever have gone under 9 minutes, but an awful lot of athletes are close to doing just that. But just to emphasize, Steve, the caliber of this field, 6 of the fastest 8 in history go in this steeplechase.
And yet, those times are impressive, as you said, and the time they've been set to chase is impressive. I'll come back to that in a second, just because I want to mention Geruto, who won the last time the women contested the steeplechase in the Diamond League, her first Diamond League race of the year. So you're right, you know, you've got them all there, so you can't really say who is the outright favourite. You know, is Geruto now the one to beat instead of Chepkoech? Chepkoech just stepping out to make a little bit of room. So the pace you said, though, Tim, you know, it is breezy down that back straight. I'm just looking there. They really have gone out hard here. Emma Coburn said, I'm going to have to commit. There's nothing else you can do, is there? Otherwise, you end up in that sort of second group and too far removed from the real race, which at the moment contains 8 or 9 athletes.
Well, I think Beatrice Chepkoech, coming off that water jump there in the red vest in second place, just eased into the front. She's jumping at the bit to maintain this tempo, really keen. Emma Coburn in the green shorts in 4th place is trying to go with this, but even this early, and 1.5 minutes on the clock, there are little gaps appearing. Caroline Twigong is the pacemaker. She's a 9:28 performer at her best. World Junior Champion back in 2006, Twigong. There you can see Chepkoech, the world record holder from last year, in 2nd place. She's determined to burn off this field.
And 3 pretty ragged attempts at 61.
Back to this track, still Twigong there, leading Beatrice Chepkoech. 4th in Rio, Chepkoech 4th in the World Championships in 2017, and then last year, bang, that massive world record in which she improved the figures of Ruth Jabet, the Olympic champion from Rio, by over 8 seconds in Monaco. Just over a year back. Now Chepkoech on her own. A lot of stuttering before that barrier. And coming along behind her in that blue strip is Nora Geruto. And that's an important gap. That's a significant gap Geruto has allowed to develop there. This, Steve, is reminiscent of Monaco a couple of years last year, where we thought there was no way she could maintain that tempo, but she did.
2:55, you're absolutely right, Tim. That is right on that 8:45 mark. We have seen her do this, though, and slow and tired. Geruto just wondering whether to try and give chase here. But Chepkoech has set her stall out, so this is either going to work for her or it's going to go horribly wrong. Coburn trying to hang in there, desperately wanting to get close to that 9-minute mark. But there she is, climbing out of the water, Chepkoech, losing ground, losing energy as well, more importantly. But that first kilometre, super quick. The 2nd kilometre now, she's going to be on her own, though, and that's going to make it really, really hard.
Well, she's got that gap, but that first kilometre was so vicious that Geruto, Chespol and Coburn there in 2nd, 3rd and 4th are unable to close the gap. I don't know if she is slowing or not, we'll see after that opener of 2:55, but she comes through in front of us now with 4 laps to run. And Geruto, who out-sprinted her down the home straight, won by just half a second or so in Oslo a couple of weeks ago, has got a gap of about 15 meters now between herself and the world record holder. She's leading that chasing trio, while Coburn beginning to lose a little bit of ground in 4th place. They are strung out dramatically in single file behind the leader Chepkoech.
And it's a hard way to run. We're able to get the splits on here. And if you look at Emma Coburn, she dropped from a 69, then a 72, and has just run a 73. And that's not the way to run a fast time. She went through in 2:56.5 through the first kilometre, but is going to pay, I think, for that. Will Chepkoech, though, she's still maintaining, although the pace dropping off. That was a 71 her last lap, so not as quick, obviously, but she's got the advantage, got a big advantage. So I guess now it's between her. The elements a little bit, that breeze is still strong in the back straight.
Well, we can go back to this steeplechase now. The gap is about 30 metres there. You can see top left of picture. Chepkoech has got a big lead, and was that Coburn going down at that barrier, just going into the back straight with just over 2.5 laps to go, and she's hit it pretty hard, and she's losing ground now, Coburn. Doesn't seem to be limping. Looks okay, but she's back in 5th place. Let's have a look at it again. See that barrier, centre of picture. Coburn in the green shorts. This is so oh my word, that is so unlike her. Now that, I think you can put down perhaps to the pressure of having to operate absolutely on her limit. But she gets back into it now. They're at the top end of the stadium with just over 2 laps to run, and Coburn taking that water jump in her stride, looking pretty impressive. I think she's unhurt, Steve, but Chepkoech went through 1400 and 4:06. The target was 4:05. Come through below us with 2 laps to run, 6:32 on the clock. The world record is still feasible.
But she's going to have to go some. It looks a little bit tired now, and then there's a great race on. Kieng has got back involved with that group there, including Coburn. Coburn rallying again after that fall. That's a phenomenal performance from her to take such a heavy fall, straight back up on her feet, but must have taken something out of her. But as you said, down that back straight, the leader is still showing no signs of slowing up too much. Massive lead. She's not going to lose this race. There'll be a great scrap for 2nd place, and it will be well under 9 minutes, obviously, but how quick?
Well, Kieng there in the white top negotiates that barrier with 1.5 laps to run. She's the 2015 world champion and the Rio Olympic silver medalist. Kieng there to the left of that group. Geruto, the winner in Oslo a couple of weeks back. They're bunched now, aren't they? And Coburn has got a real race in her hands. Has got good speed in her legs for an impressive 1,500 metres. Oh, there's a faller there at the water jump. All these athletes are operating so close to their limit that the concentration can fail. Hitting barriers, hitting the water jump, going into the water. But Chepkoech looks quite serene as she comes through us now. 1 lap to go as she comes through below us. And the time on the clock, well, it was about 7:46. I don't think the world record is on, but it's going to be mighty quick and probably some way under 8 minutes as Coburn moves into 2nd place with Kieng on her shoulder. Geruto not having as good a run as she did in Oslo a couple of weeks back. But Chepkoech there looks absolutely majestic. 250 metres to run. Coburn in that little battle with the 2015 world champion. She, of course, is the reigning world champion in the green shorts there, Emma Coburn. Raised at 9,000 feet in Oregon was a Coburn. And looking absolutely fabulous, rocking from side to side. Colorado, of course, is the background of Coburn, and she comes off the water jump so well. She's a great technician. This helped her enormously on the final lap in London 2 years ago, and she took the world title. She's going to get 2nd place here. But Chepkoech, watch the clock. It's going to be fast, under 9 minutes surely. Another fabulous performance from the world record holder. Coburn striding home to 2nd place. She was hoping to break 9 minutes. It's not going to be the case here today. Not with that fall mid-race either. Kieng in 3rd place, Geruto in 4th place. Frerichs comes through for 5th, her first steeplechase of the season.
And that will be an American leader for Emma Coburn.
Chepkoech operating on a different plane altogether, Steve. She just blew away the field there and was strong enough in that final kilometre to maintain her form. She's a lovely looking runner too. She's a beautiful technician. Her steeplechase barrier clearances, well, they're adequate, but she's strong between the barriers.
Yeah, you know, when you go out at that pace, there's 2 things going to happen. One is, everyone else is going to commit with you, but you're testing their strength, and she is just stronger than everybody else.